Something brewing here in Daly City, California. Day 4 of the LPGA Mediheal Championship from Lake Merced. Take a look at Bronte Law, the UCLA alum superstar. Amateur trying to win for the first time, is 7 under today. She began the day 10 shots off the lead. She's now tied for first with the overnight leader, Se-Young Kim, and the Englishwoman, Charlie Hull. Glad you're with us. Here we go. A cool, overcast day here in Daly City, California, and possibly LPGA Tour history. It's the final round of the LPGA Mediheal Championship from a classic course, Lake Merced. Grant Boone, Judy Rankin, watching the amateur standout from a couple of years ago, the UCLA Bruin, Bronte Law, trying to make a little history here on the LPGA Tour. Began the day 10 shots off the lead. That was for birdie at 11, and then Judy at the 12th.
151-yard downhill par 3, and right now she's not taking any prisoners.
To within just a couple of feet. When she made her first birdie at the 7th, she was still 10 shots off the lead. Then par 5 15. She's 2 back with Se-Young Kim, the overnight leader, struggling. This bullet.
The bullet was a 3-wood, and it was on a direct line to the hole.
To within just about 3 feet. We mentioned a terrific standout player from England, and then collegiately at UCLA. You've been seeing glimpses of this coming, Judy.
You know, she has looked from the get-go like she's the kind of player that's going to be a winner on the LPGA Tour. So you first got to find the first one.
A legal eagle, tied for the lead. Golf Channel and the LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From Daly City, California, it's final round coverage of the LPGA Mediheal Championship. About 8 miles south of the Golden Gate Bridge at Lake Merced. Bronte Law with a putt for birdie. And the outright lead, Tom Abbott with Judy and me. Kay Cockrell on the course following. Another UCLA Bruin, Bronte Law. Jerry Foltz out there as well. Kay, this for the lead.
This is a tricky putt, as most of them are here at Lake Merced Golf Club. Hit a nice 8-iron in, but it got it a little bit past the hole. So she's looking at a pretty quick putt that has a lot of right to left break.
For the entire week, it has been one of the harder par 4s on the golf course. The fact that she has given herself this excellent opportunity speaks to the way she's playing today.
There it finally comes. Left. She'll have a tap in to stay 7 under. What a couple of hours it has been for Bronte Law in her 3rd year on the LPGA Tour. Best finish 6th to this point. But now she's tied for the lead. Even par when the day started. Se-Young Kim was -10. You see Kim is +3.
Well, I don't think you'll get it down that far.
We're at the par 3 6th.
Just perhaps split the difference between the two of us.
There's a bit of grass behind.
Yeah.
Jerry Foltz is with this final pairing.
Yeah, she hit a really good tee shot here. Just a little too aggressive. Bounced down on the spine of this hill here. I don't know how it stayed there, but as it is, a tough shot. Uphill lie, giving her a chance, but really strong grass around that ball. Landing on a bit of a downslope. I don't think she was even trying to get it closer than that, or at least on a more direct line.
So suddenly, this is anyone's tournament to win, including Eunhee Ji. Uphill second shot at the 8th, 1 back.
Lofted club, not a very long shot, but the green surface is blind to the player.
Trying to win for the 2nd time this year. As we go back to the 6th, and our overnight leader, who got off to just a dreadful start for the 2nd time this week, Jerry.
Yeah, just that's one of those things that can rattle you. Kay Cockrell was talking to me earlier today about a conversation she had with Paul Fusco, Seon's caddy, about how sometimes when she does hit a few wayward shots, she's a lot harder on herself and starts to lose confidence in herself quickly. So this is a tall order, especially if Bronte Law posts a number early on a course like this. That's a lot of demons to fight on a course that doesn't give you much.
Yeah, Jerry, that's my take on that exactly, is there are some courses where if you post early, you know people are going to make some birdies, and it's probably not going to be the winning score. But on this course, if you post early, it's going to really make for a lot of pressure golf.
Well, one thing Seon has done very, very well all week long is handle the putts on greens that have tricked a lot of players. Well, pretty much everybody, Judy.
They've messed us up at times, and we don't even have a ball and a putter.
No one's had fewer putts than Se-Young Kim. Well, she made history last summer by shooting the all-time low raw score and under par total, 257, 31 under, up in Wisconsin. Bronte Law finished 6th that week, and now Bronte Law is trying to make a little history that we'll tell you about in a moment. First, Charlie Hull trying to stay 7 under.
A little tiny bit more.
Yeah.
But with the wind as well, perhaps we might push it that way. Come on, roll the wind. Good one to hold.
Caddy Joel Miller telling her the wind blowing what would be straight from the green to the tee on this hole could accentuate the right to left break a little more. She plays without any undue hesitation.
No 3 putts for Charlie Hull this week, and that is an impressive stat. She does drop a stroke, however, falls 1 shot back, and now let's see if Eunhee Ji can get a share of the lead at -7.
Well, she wouldn't mind being a little closer, but she is in the right spot. She is underneath the hole.
Suddenly a very bunched up leaderboard after Se-Young Kim took a 3-shot lead into this final round. You're not ruling out 3 under at this point, are you? Players at -3?
No, I think there's some players at -3 who might make some noise before this day ends. Good looking putt.
So that to stay at -6. Welcome to Lake Merced, and a very different looking leaderboard than when we woke up this morning. Judy, what's happened at Lake Merced here today?
Well, a little bit of craziness. There's been a little craziness all week long, I would say. The leader at -10 starting this day was 4 over par after the first 6 holes of this tournament. And that's not the kind of thing that you can usually recover from on a golf course that is this difficult. And there is just no argument that this is one hard golf course, and it's been played in reasonably tough conditions. The temperatures have not been very warm, and except for the first round, it has been a serious breeze.
Well, Se-Young Kim has that recent history of bouncing back from the tough start on Thursday to get herself into the tournament. And now Bronte Law, a player that we expected greatness from. She was a terrific amateur, and she has a chance to do something really great here and historic today.
Well, you can see the spring in her step and the sort of joy she is having at every good shot she plays. Here's the par 3 17th.
She's going with the 6-iron, Judy. Tough hole location to take on. It's probably the toughest on the screen. Oh, and she needed to carry that 156 to carry that bunker and didn't do it.
And so now I would say the up and down here from the bunker is absolutely necessary. If she can do that, then the 18th hole is a par 5, and she might be able to do something to really seal a great round. And, you know, let's see who can stay with her.
At UCLA, she won 7 times. She broke the all-time record set by the player, the woman covering her right now, Kay Cockrell, and then Lily Avu passed her just a couple of years later. But when you think of Bronte Law, 3rd year on the LPGA Tour, What kind of player is she, and can she keep this going for the next 15 or 20 minutes?
Well, I've watched her some. She's a very good ball striker. She went through a period of time, and I believe it was last season. I could be off by exactly when it was, but where she had a quite serious bicep injury. Yeah. And I actually saw this when she was being treated, and it was no joke. There was a lot of swelling. I would say 90% of the players I know would not have been playing, and she played through it. So she's a good ball striker, she's tough, and she's fiery. And I think she has proven all those things today.
She went to the LET, the Ladies European Tour Q School, despite having sustained that injury, and won it with a record score of 26 under par, made 9 straight birdies during that third round of the 5-round Q School en route to a 62, and now she is trying to match the all-time LPGA Tour record for biggest final round comeback, 10 shots. We're at the 8th, and Lexi Thompson, who has worked her way back into at least an outside chance to win after a tough Friday that saw her flirt with missing the cut. Now she's at 3 under as she plays the 8th.
I don't care how much loft you have. The rough is no bargain here, but this whole location might allow her to play a good shot. That's pretty good.
Come back a little bit. She'll have that for birdie to get to 4 under. The lead is -7. Let's go to 7 and say hello to Tom.
This is Minjee Lee for a par. Be careful with the speed. That's really good from Minjee. Keeps the momentum going. She's got a lot of support out there today, coming off that victory last week at Wiltshire Country Club, and 2 great classic golf courses that the LPGA are playing last week and this week. So this is what Bronte Law faces at the 17th.
Tom, she has a really good lie down in that bunker. It's not the deepest of bunkers, but it's deep enough that it's going to create a bit of a problem. And she also has green that's sloping away with only 15 feet of green to work with. She has been in quite a few bunkers this week. This is the 13th bunker she's been in. She's gotten up and down 9 out of 12 times. Good bunker player.
Pretty good right there.
Terrific.
She didn't waste any time. She just wants to keep playing. They had a bit of a wait on the tee. Probably, well, close to 5 minutes, Kay.
And she is a fast player, Tom. She loves to play quickly, loves the twosome format.
That's going to be a guaranteed 3 there for Bronte Law, and still has a par 5 to come. The tee moved up a little bit today. Popping that ball up so quickly. Bronte Law tied for the lead. This is the 7th hole, and Charlie Hull's tee shot ended up here. This is her 2nd.
Just hit a toe pop up off the tee way right on the hole. I don't know how she got that shot anywhere near the green, though.
You don't want to mess with the trees here. Sometimes on these golf courses in this area, the ball just doesn't come down from the tree. So Charlie pretty fortunate with where she ended up. Let's go to the 8th.
And Lexi Thompson with a chance to creep a little bit closer to the lead. Bronte Law is going to have a virtual tap in for par at 17, and then Bronte will go to the par 5 18th, which she eagled earlier in the week. So there's a chance for Lexi to maybe pick up one.
I think this is a reasonably straight putt. A little bit quicker, a little bit downhill, but not severe.
Maybe the first time the sun's come out, it came out right as she was over the putt. Lexi always casts a rather large shadow, and her brilliant LPGA Tour career star-crossed a bit. As we go to 17.
This would be a really good up and down for Bronte Law. Tough hole to make a birdie on today. Only 3 birdies so far at the 17th. Par for Bronte. And she will walk over to the par 5 18th. 7 under par for the day. This was a moment ago at the 7th. Second shot for Se-Young Kim.
Just a little sandwich from 104 is downwind a little and downhill, and that just really flew too far.
Big firm first bounce. We've seen that quite a bit this week. It's going to be no surprise to these players. They're trying to play for that bounce. And that was a moment ago, as we mentioned. Now up at the green, Charlie Hull going with putter, Jerry, which isn't surprising. She's 156th in scrambling so far this season.
And they don't give us the depth of the stat, but that's really close to last. Absolutely. This one downhill turning right. Once it gets on the green.
Had a great camera view of how steep the slope was just to get to the putting surface.
Still work to do. A quick putt to come for Charlie. 1 over already for the final day with that drop shot on the 6th hole. And while we have a moment, let's meet our final 2 pairings.
Hi, I'm Minji Lee and I'm from Australia and I only use #1 golf balls.
Hi, I'm Maria Torres from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I'm the first Puerto Rican to be a member in the LPGA.
Hi, I'm Charlie Hale and I'm from Kettering, England, and I'm the youngest ever player to play in the Salem Cup.
Hi, I'm Se-Young Kim. I'm from Seoul, South Korea. I'm black belt in Taekwondo. Help!
Well, it's hard to believe, but as she steps to the tee at 18, Bronte Law is tied for the lead. A hole K in which she has made a couple of birdies and an eagle this week.
And with the hole up front left, this definitely will be reachable if she can hit a good tee shot. She needs to take it down the right center to have a better angle and avoid that big tree that Lydia Ko had to hit in and around. Yeah, that's a good looking tee shot right there.
Yep, she drives the ball on an average just barely under 260 yards. It'll be a big shot to get there. She's short of Lydia's plaque, but it can be done. They may give her a plaque if she finishes off this 10-shot comeback. 3 other players have done it. Let's go to 7.
Se-Young Kim's third.
She's not using the putter from here. She's a magician with this sand wedge. One of the only, if not the only player to not carry a more lofted wedge than the standard 56-degree sand wedge.
Should be a 4 for Se-Young Kim. She'll remain 7 under, tied for the lead. Let's go to the 9th, and Eun-hee Ji, who's a couple under already today.
Hole way in the back right today. A front hole location was just driving players crazy yesterday. That's not the shot you want on a par 5.
And Charlie Hull doesn't waste any time. This for par.
Little slider going right downhill. Oh yeah, it's back-to-back bogeys.
And it comes down to the drive on this hole. Missing the fairway way to the right with the driver. As Jerry mentioned, like a pop-up drive. Odd shot for us to see from Charlie. She's usually a pretty good driver of the ball.
To the 8th, and Minji Lee just 2 shots back. And a terrific par save from off the green at 7, kept her at 5 under. 7 again.
Shouldn't be an issue for Se-Young Kim. So she's settled down a little bit after that very nervy start. Double bogey bogey over the first 2 holes for the overnight leader.
Let's take a look at our course setup, Judy, brought to you by the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America. Lake Merced, about to celebrate its 100th anniversary in a couple of years.
And what a beautiful place. From Willie Locke to Reese Jones to everything you see today that is by virtue of Matt Dachowski and his wonderful staff. This golf course is in wonderful shape at just under 6,600 yards and with greens that are more than challenging. It is all you want.
It's hosted USGA events, the U.S. Girls Junior, which Minji Lee won in a star-studded semifinal round. Beat Allison Lee, Ariya Chatanagar, and Lydia Ko were in there as well. It's hosted USGA qualifiers. Ryan O'Toole won a qualifier here in 2011. Went on to make the U.S. Open and top 10 it and get her card. And since we played here in previous years, Tom, the nines have been flipped, at least for the Mediheal tournament play.
Yes, this is usually the 18th for the members. Maybe a little more excitement by using the members' regular 9th hole as the 18th for tournament play. We certainly saw that yesterday, last year, I should say, with Lydia Ko in the playoff. Now, Eunhee Ji, vastly experienced player. And that, she thought she had it there with that little backwards walk. 13th year on the LPGA Tour, 5 wins dating all the way back to 2008. Of course, a major championship a year later in 2009. And she had that barren period, but managed to break through again 2017. And since then, a couple more wins, including one this year.
Back at the 8th, co-leader Se-Young Kim just a moment ago.
Like Tom referenced on 7, this hole is all about getting the tee ball in the fairway. With today's hole location of the wind, you can have a scoring opportunity.
In the fairway, but then out.
You want to.
Trying to regroup. A little head-shaking start. Double bogey, bogey, and her 3-shot lead gone. There was only Charlie Hull within 4 shots of Se-Young Kim when the day started.
I think she has a pretty short memory, though. Charlie does. I don't think she lets a whole lot get to her. When we were first introduced to her, we asked her about her game. She goes, I hit it, I go find it, and I hit it again.
2 eagles this week for Bronte Law. One of them here at the 18th. Second shot tied for the lead.
231 to the front. Trying to hit the best 3-wood she can, and she's left this out to the right. Was trying to turn it a little, instead blocked it out.
Yeah, you have got to be able to turn a little draw on the shot to get the ball in that opening for the putting surface. But you know, I see a lot of golf ball that may not be the hardest shot that she's had all day.
Sharing the lead with overnight leader Se-Young Kim. One more look at the swing. Second shot, par 5.
Textbook set up. She's really got a good swing. Big shoulder turn. Gets in there. Released it. It's just a matter of just getting the club face, turning the ball over a fraction. It was a very good swing. Caddy there is Jeff Brighton.
Might have something for the memoir. If he and Bronte can finish this thing off. Back we go to the 8th and our final pair, and we're getting a look from behind Se-Young Kim here, Jerry, at what Se-Young Kim has.
Well, it's a decent line in the rough, believe it or not.
I think that's the line, because this is going to come out like a low line drive. It's not going to get up at all. So you'd rather have it run up, you know, it's like they go through the track. Does it make sense?
But it is such a severe downslope. 129 yards, an 8-iron. It's going to come out about the height of a 2-iron, Judy. This has got to be close to a 30% slope.
This is a hard-looking shot, and I don't believe she can go at the flagstick at all, can she, Jerry?
No, she's trying to chase. I don't even know if she can fly to the green, actually. But she's trying to hit it in the gap between the 2 front bunkers. And that area is about 8 yards wide of fairway before we kick into either bunker.
Minjee Lee in the pairing ahead missed her birdie putt here at 8. Now Kim tied for the lead.
Not only will there not be much loft on this club at impact, but the rough is going to make the shot even hotter.
Good. Jerry will sometimes hear Paul Fusco say, wait till you see the shot.
Well, you don't practice this one. It's just use your intuition, instinct, imagination. Hit it really nicely, right on the line they wanted.
And she got a lot of ball. I could hear it. That is a beautiful shot. It's not all the time that you can say 40 feet from the hole is a beautiful shot, but it was.
Well, yesterday for Se-Young Kim wasn't so much about the birdie she made. It was the par saves that led to that round of 68 and the 3-shot lead. She's now tied. And now Charlie Hull with a chance to bounce back.
Just 109 yards from the fairway. Still a downhill line. Not quite as bad, though. And now the wind that you wanted to be into you for this shot is from the right. Not really hurting. So this is not going to sit out as not quickly as it would have otherwise.
She can really hit spinners. She can make the ball dance on the green. She's got a lot of club head speed, and she's got great hands.
Well, Se-Young Kim began the day with a 3-shot lead. She made double bogey, reminiscent to her start on Thursday.
First round, first hole I had a bogey, second hole par. Third hole I had a double bogey, and the fourth hole I had 1 bogey, and the 4 over. It was really terrible. And then I decided, okay, just keep going. Aggressive play, even tough golf course, even tough pin position. Yeah, that helped me, gave me confidence.
Well, she bogeyed the first hole yesterday, but then a few birdies and some tremendous par saves yesterday, especially in the back 9.
I find her very likable, and she is usually just like she was there, you know, pretty candid.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of a language barrier, but you have to give her tremendous credit for how well she does with English.
All right, she is tied with Bronte Law, who has this 3rd shot K on the par 5 18th.
It's not going to be the easiest, Judy. It's sitting down just enough where you have to think about it, and it's possible that she could catch this a little bit heavy. I think she has to air going a little bit long and not come up short. And there, oh wow, she got lucky. I don't think she hit that exactly how she wanted to, but it scooted on.
And that's going to stay, won't it?
I would agree with you, and I would get on up there and mark it.
Well, when it's your day, you get bounces like that, don't you, sometimes?
It was a very aggressive stroke, and it might be exactly what Kay said. She might have hit it just a fraction heavy. She was trying to carry the ball. I don't know, I'm going to say she was trying to carry the ball another 8 to 10 feet.
Last year, Lydia Ko almost pitched in here at this last hole to win it in regulation. And Bronte Law gets a bit of a good bounce, and let's see if she can pay it off. Does she need to make it to have a chance to win?
Yes.
Se-Young's got a couple of par 5s, still 3 par 5s, in fact, still to come.
Well, and I don't even know if that would be the winning score, but
At
you
least
need
that.
to make this putt.
Got it. Here is Se-Young Kim.
Taking a good look at this birdie putt that is on the speedy side. There's a ridge right where her caddy's standing that's going to turn it left quite a bit early. And then from that point down to the hole doesn't do a whole lot other than being very quick. Touch was impeccable all around yesterday when I watched her, and she made those really tough 8, 9, 10 footers in the center of the hole time after time.
Speed looks good. It just will not allow you to have a tap in. You still have to think.
Good point. 3 feet. What a putt. And almost escapes the 8th after pulling your tee shot. One more look, Jerry.
I was just going to say that's the definition of a power lip right there. When you just barely nick that top lip, and it seems to add speed to the ball as it rolls on by.
A couple of feet, 3 feet maybe left for par to stay at 7 under. And you wonder if she knows where she stands and what Bronte Law is doing. Here is Bronte Law, and let's see what she's going to do here at the 18th. This for a round of 64. It would match her career low in her 3 years on the LPGA Tour, but more importantly, Kay, it would put her alone at the top.
And really send a message out to all those playing. and who will be trying to close out their rounds. She's looked at this, surveyed it from every angle. I don't see too much in it, Judy. She even brought her caddy in. It warrants a little extra time thinking about it.
I think this is one of those times when you take that extra time to try to read a putt. Oh, such a good putt.
Did it graze the
It absolutely,
left arc?
absolutely grazed the hole.
Oh. Well, she will settle for a 7-under par 65, which matches the Mediheal championship record at Lake Merced. And now Law will abide and see what happens for the women with whom she is vying for this title, looking for her first LPGA Tour title. And a couple of hours ago, she was 10 shots back. She's now tied as she finishes up. Kim for par at 8.
Oh, wow.
You called it, Judy. You called it.
They are some of the toughest 2.5, 3.5 foot putts I've seen in a long time.
We've seen basically every player struggle with them except Se-Young Kim until now. We've seen the best putter I've ever witnessed in my life, Inbee Park, not able to make anything from that distance. But Se-Young was magically able to do it up till now.
Bronte Law leads the Mediheal championship after beginning this final round 10 shots off the lead. She's going to double check that scorecard.
Bronte Law teed off 2 hours and 10 minutes before the leaders. She has got some time to sit and watch the leaderboard.
She didn't make her first birdie until the 7th hole. She was still 10 back when she made that first birdie. Incredible. To the 10th. How about this par 4 this week, Judy?
Yeah, this has been one of the very toughest on the golf course. It's a longer par 4. It has ranked #1.
Little awkward off the tee.
Dogleg left, 420 yards, and in the damp and cool air, it's all of 420 yards.
Charlie Hull for par at 8.
This one almost stopped on the bottom lip for birdie, just missed it.
It's a good putt, that was.
Charlie Hull's the only player in the field without a 3-putt this week. She's 2 shots back. So a fine bunker shot at 10 from Oni G, and now this for her par to stay 1 back. That one caught the lip and curled in. Se-Young Kim had a birdie putt to take the lead that lipped out and just kept creeping. You called it. And then she missed the comeback. So she's tied with G. Let's go to 9.
And the par 5 that meanders left to right, sort of a valley fairway, Jerry.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent size fairway too. You don't see too many players in this. It's straight downwind at the moment. And it's a sizable wind. That's a big high one down the right edge. It's going to find the fairway though.
A lot of hang time on that. Flag today all the way in the back right of this green. You've seen it on the front left when it's at its most difficult. Now Se-Young Kim.
Yeah, it's an easier hole location today, but it is tucked, and you have to get the layup shot if you can't get there and pretty far up the fairway on the left side to have a go at it. Big solid drive here would certainly help.
Too far left.
Looks like it.
Oh, up by those folks there. Not sure where it finished up.
You won't win here if you hit a lot of errant tee shots. The recoveries are simply too hard.
This is Amy Yang for a birdie up on the green. Trying to move it from left to right. Oh, okay. That's what she was looking for. Made a 6 today on the par 3 6th hole, but that's her second birdie of the day, so she's back to 1 over. And with Se-Young Kim struggling, there are so many players who have a chance here on the back 9 today, and one of them is Marina Alex, who has this for a birdie at the 15th, this for 3 straight birdies, and you can tell right away that she hates that one. So that's just going to be a par for Alex, who's got 3 to play, still has a chance. If she can put together a 3 under par last 3 holes, then she can tie Bronte Law at the top. What an incredible day it is for the young lady from Stockport in England, and she is with Kate Cockrell.
She sure is. And you teed off over 2 hours ahead of the leaders. Did you have an inkling that this kind of round was inside of you as you teed off today?
Honestly, I was just trying to build off what, I played well yesterday on the last 9. I was trying to just build off that, really. And, it's one of those courses where you can't really attack the course as such. You could shoot a really big number trying to do that. You just have to be patient with it. And, it was a lot of hit in the middle of the greens. And, my first birdie came at 7. And I was kind of just being really patient up to that point. I'd had quite a, few good chances. Made a really good one on 7. Had a good chance on 8, birdied 9. And then kind of just kept going from there, really. Wasn't really thinking about it too much. Just trying to kind of slowly creep up that leaderboard, but not really with, much like intention of kind of getting that many birdies. Obviously, you always take them when they come, but on a golf course like this, you have to really respect it.
I have to think you get comfortable when you're in this type of situation. Were you comfortable out there? Were you watching the leaderboard, or just sort of, were you conscious of what you were doing, or were you in that state that everyone strives to get to where you're on autopilot?
Yeah, honestly, I hadn't even really thought about what the leaders were doing until I made eagle, and then I thought, it's quite a good score that I have right now, and just really at that point I looked at the leaderboard and saw, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe if I can sneak a couple more coming in, that would be, give myself a really good chance. Obviously didn't manage to get, any coming in after those 3 holes, but, put myself in good position, hit good putts. So, I can't really ask for more than that.
No, and there's really nothing more you can do now for the next 2 hours while the last players finish. What will you do over the next 2 hours?
Cancel my flight that I had for 5:40 that I was literally going to run to after I'd finished my round. So I don't think I'll be making that one. So I guess I'll get on the phone with United and try and change that.
Well, fabulous round, a 65 on Sunday, and to put a number up there to make everyone think about what they have to do coming down the stretch. Well done.
Thank you.
Guys?
Bronte Law, 10 back when this final round began. Now atop the leaderboard, leads it by 1, and she will wait and watch with us and you. Par 3 12th, Ata Munoz. This to get to 4 under with a lot of golf left.
In the heart. It was in the heart, and then it almost slipped out.
Mi corazón. It is Spanish for mercy, Lake Merced. And the Spaniard, Ata, within 3 to 9 we go.
Yeah, that'd be good. We've got a little bit of help as well. Well, it's definitely covering the number, and I think there'll be some release out of it. Stand still, please.
Pulled her 5-iron way up over here. It is lying down grain in the rough, though. 99 yards the hole. Decent lie. Not going to have a lot of spin on it, and that's not getting there. Just caught that high on the face. And that is going to be a lot to do to try and, ensure no worse than a bogey from there.
What a giant mistake.
Stayed out of the bunker, but still a lot of work to do. I think you'd much prefer to be on the grass there than in the bunker with that sort of length to go. Go to the 11th and Eunhee Ji, second shot. Trying to chase that one on down, and it's going to keep working. Lovely shot there. Great touch from Eunhee Ji, the 32-year-old. And she'll have a putt to tie the lead as we go back to the 9th.
4 across, but he was trying to help it win.
.88 yards here, slide uphill line. Boy, you'd like to get one close here and have an easy birdie putt, but Tom, as you know, and Judy, Grant, you just don't have much margin for error back in that tucked right back corner.
And there aren't too many easy putts on this golf course. Well, that's a big mistake. I mean, clapping down in the fairway, they don't know that she's missed the green in the rough.
She may not know it herself.
I think she could tell by the fan reaction up top. That's the risk you take right there when you're trying to force one close.
It's been a successful year for players from South Korea, and Se-Young Kim looking to add her name to the winners from South Korea this season. She would also move to 8 career wins and tie Mi-Hyung Kim. As we take a look at the most wins by Korean players, it is the great Se-Ri Park still out in front.
At the 10th, Lexi Thompson for birdie. Okay, so there are 13 players, Judy, within 4 shots of Bronte Law. Still on the course. Bronte's finished at 7 under. Lexi's one of them.
The back 9 has not been simple this week. The 2 best back 9s were Amy Yang and Bronte Law that we just watched. Both shot 31 on the back 9. I'm sensing somebody still on the golf course needs to do something like that.
13.
Second shot for Arthur Munoz on this par 4. Uphill second shot. Arthur's been playing well this year. She's had a 6th, a 5th, a 3rd, and a 2nd. Well, that was a missed strike there, and she's got to be careful that's not going to come back. That could come back quite a way. Really is a very, very steep approach to this hole, and that's going to go all the way back down to the flat. Huge mistake for Munoz when she needs to keep the pressure on. She's 3 behind, knows that 7 under is the number to get to, at least 7 under. Now 4th shot for Se-Young Kim at the 9th.
Oh, this one's tough. Big clump of grass right behind the ball, and a very short shot. Can't get much club head speed on it. Charlie Hull pitched hers to about 12 feet left for par. Oh, that's so good.
She's played some delightful shots where she lays the club face open this week. She holed one of them yesterday. And EG to tie the lead at the 11th after that beautiful approach. No, and not in for a par.
Welcome to Lake Merced.
It's one of the grand old courses of this area, and there are so many.
Looking for a little break from the right to the left, which she might have gotten, but she hit it with just a touch too much speed. And now your work is still in front of you.
And for those players that watch the leaderboards, they'll know that number is looming up there at 7 under.
I think there's some golf courses where that would not be a big deal because you're thinking of the holes ahead and the birdie opportunities ahead. I think today it's a big deal.
This is not a golf course where you want to try and force it. No, that is incredible. I mean, look at that second shot that she hit. It was just majestic. Walking up there, looking at tying the lead, and now she walks away with a bogey and is 2 behind. And this course, we've heard players talk about it time and time again. Patience is key. You cannot get ahead of yourself. Charlie Hull, this for par at the 9th.
A little bit uphill turning right early. Se-Young Kim already tapped in for her par.
Whoa, that's not in for a bogey, is it?
Yeah. That was a poor read and not a very good putt. Well, this is timely. Our producer found this golf ball. Lake Merced Golf Club. No lake, no mercy. And I want to tell you, there are a lot of people who do not plan to take this one home with them and frame it. This golf course has taken a toll.
Our producer was looking for her own golf ball when she found that golf ball, but it's a great mantra for this golf course. Bronte Law signing away. She's got to change her flight. She needs to stick around because she may well be an LPGA winner.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Beauty Science Mediheal. Win Grips, the best grips in golf. And by Volunteers of America, helping America's most vulnerable. A 3-shot lead for Se-Young Kim when she teed off at 1. As she makes the turn, she's 1 back.
I think she knows it. Stared at the leaderboard on the previous green. Dogleg left here. Wind from the left. Always tough to hit this fairway, but it's a generous size one, and she hit a good one.
And she has got to hit fairways on this back 9 to give herself a chance, because you just can't control what the ball's going to do on the ground from the rough, and you need to put the ball in the right place on these greens.
Minjee Lee up on the 10th green for birdie. Kay Cockrell has caught up with this pairing, and Kay, we've seen a lot of that this week. Misjudged speed, misjudged line.
It's so easy to do out here. You know, you want to be aggressive and try to make birdies, but then you run the risk of having the comebacker, the dreaded 2-3 foot comebacker.
Charlie Hull, 3 bogeys in her last 4. She's now 3 back.
Yeah, and she has been striking the ball beautifully all week long. Not the case so far today, and leaving herself in some bad positions. That one is not great either.
And just disappears into the thick rough, 13.
This is Munoz for par. This would be huge. So that is going to be a drop shot. She's going to fall back to 3 under. And she was questioning whether she was even going to play this week. We'll talk about that a little later as we go back to 10.
Minjee Lee. She won the U.S. Girls Junior on this golf course.
She won last week on greens that were pretty tricky themselves. So maybe she has faced up to the 3 and 4 footers pretty well.
Great chance to win for a 3rd consecutive week. Just lost out at the Lotte Championship. Won last week in L.A. Now she, as you see, is 2 back. Incredible. Bronte Law was in 20th place. She teed off 2 hours and change in front of the final pairing, and yet there is Law above the leaderboard, on top of it by 1, as our final pair makes the turn at 10. Ryan O'Toole played in the final pairing yesterday, had 6 3-putts in yesterday's round, but has fought back. She has an outside chance to make her 2nd Solheim Cup team. She needs top 20 finishes, and the higher the better. Figure to see Kang and Salas for Julie Inkster again. Christy Kerr, Angela Stanford. Yeah, there were 9 Americans who won LPGA events last year, more than any other country. Only 1 American has won so far this year, and that was Nelly Korda.
Straight across now, left to right.
Cool and good.
Yeah, and we just have to trust it. If it comes out just a little bit hot, that'll be perfect.
The Golf Channel.
That's good.
Charlie Hull, 2nd shot at 10.
Not a terrible lie. Lying a little downgrade. 131 to the hole, and hole location not nearly as devilish as it was yesterday. You can get a chance at birdie here.
But it's pretty tough if you play from the rough.
Yes.
105, okay, Peach?
That's what I'm thinking, because once you get over here, it's not much gentle. But once you get up here, it starts going, yeah. So it should kick, get a bounce like we had before.
You're not helping now?
It's left to right, so I mean, you might get a little bit of it. It's just left to right. Pitch between the flag and the top.
She places so much trust in her caddy, Paul Fusco, and I like the fact that he speaks with conviction on everything they talk about. There's never any doubt in his mind. This is a pitching wedge, 124 the hole. And not having any doubt in this conversation with her, that helps her not have any doubt.
Will it check?
Good shot.
Get a little better.
Oh, yeah.
A little better. A little better still. Se-Young Kim said the ball was going about 5 yards shorter than normal in the cool air yesterday. 11.
Maxie Thompson needs a big back 9. This for birdie. The 2nd shot was, that's not too bad there. It was better than, should have been better than where she ended up. She had a short shot in, but there's a spine that runs from left to right on that green. Just kicked the ball away to where you saw her putting for birdie. So she'll be disappointed she didn't have a better look at birdie there. Just a 4 for Lexi. She's 4 back. Needs to turn it on this back 9 at Lake Merced right now. Bronte Law is the star after a 65.
Golf Channel and the LPGA Tour welcome you back to the Bay Area of San Francisco. Daly City, just south of the San Francisco city limits, and Bronte Law with a Sunday to remember, maybe a chance at history. She does have a chance. This was at the 11th hole for birdie. She began the final round 10 shots behind Se-Young Kim, but after that birdie at 11, she was 4 under, and then Judy Rankin, the tee shot at the par 3 12.
Yeah, it plays shorter than that 151 because it is straight downhill. What a beautiful shot.
As you might guess, she tapped that in for birdie. And then at the 15th, she's one of the leaders on the LPGA Tour in eagles.
This is one of the shots, though, that really mattered in this final round. That was a 3-wood that was laser straight.
She was 2 shots off the lead at this point. Se-Young Kim, the overnight leader by 3, played her first 3 holes in 3 over. So Bronte made that short putt for eagle. It moved her to 7 under. She played her last 3 holes in even par. And after a Se-Young Kim 3-putt at 8, Bronte Law had the lead alone. Now Se-Young Kim trying to rejoin her at 10 for birdie.
Oh, a great chance here, turning a little right.
Yeah, she saw a little too much in it, but that was a good stroke.
Grant Boone, Judy Rankin, Jerry Foltz following this final pairing of Se-Young Kim and Charlie Hall. Kay Cockrell out there following Minjee Lee, who's in contention. Tom Abbott. Following the odd holes here, we're at the 12th and a par putt for Eunhee Ji to stay 2 back. How about that? So she 3 putts from 6 feet. Makes bogey at 11. And 1 putts from about 8 feet for par. A lot of looks like that this week from players leaving greens, just exhaling.
A lot of head scratching.
Wow, this is a head scratcher. 10 shots. There have been 3 players ever in the history of the LPGA Tour, which is in its 70th year of existence. 3 who come from behind on Sunday are in a final round to win. Bronte Law could be the 4th. And again, she parred her first 6 holes. It wasn't as if she got off to some kind of a crazy start.
And just a thought while we're talking about Bronte Law and we're watching Charlie Hall, a big hello to Laura Davies. There was a little bit of a lull in great British players, great players from England, in fact, as we watched Lexi at the par 3 12. But
in women's golf.
In women's golf, but recently, boy, they have come along. Georgia Hall, Bronte Law, Charlie Hull, and a couple of others that still may make a mark. That would be Jody Ewart-Chadoff and Mel Reid.
Well, I think you have to give credit to 2 things. Firstly, there's been a coming together of both of the men's and the women's golf unions in England, which has helped things. And also you have to give credit, as we take a look at English players with multiple wins on the LPGA Tour, you have to give credit to the collegiate system in the United States. A lot of these players come over, play college golf, they stay here. Bronte Law is a prime example of that. She hasn't moved back to England. She now lives in the Phoenix area. She's used to playing in America. She's played these kinds of golf courses, and she has a residence where she can practice throughout the winter. It makes a massive difference.
Yeah, it really does. And at the bottom of that list there, Karen Stupples, she came here and played college golf at Florida State.
Se-Young Kim.
Good looking one there in the end. You want to get it on the right side of the fairway, but not all that possible.
Yeah, good shot and long.
This is the 11th and Minjee Lee for a par.
Well, that's a huge par. Drove it right in the trees. Great punch shot. Good 2-putt. A lot of times par is your friend out here.
She was right on the front of the green there with her birdie putts. That's an incredible 2-putt, Kay. Well, that is a big scramble there for Minjee Lee, in all sorts of trouble, and just 2 shots back. She's got a very good chance. Let's go to 12.
Amy Yang trying to get to 4 under. Oh, that's 2, Judy. Remember the 2 we saw a couple of days ago that peeled away from her?
I remember the one that looked in the hole and then went backwards.
So 1 hung on the edge at 9, I believe it was. Fell in, and now that one curls in. She's 3 back.
With a triple bogey on her card.
From executive producers Ricky Fowler and Justin Thomas, a new season of Driven takes you inside the storied rivalry of Alabama and Auburn as they take on defending national champs Oklahoma State. Driven premieres tomorrow at 9 Eastern. Lexi Thompson trying to get to 4 under. Knee-knocking territory. Lexi was flirting with missing the cut late Friday. Got hot on the final 5 holes. And has at least given herself an outside chance to win for the 11th time. To 11 we go.
Charlie Hull walking up to the green. Charlie told me after her round yesterday that she wasn't planning to look at any leaderboards today. She didn't look at the leaderboards when she won at the CME Group Tour Championship. She just says, I have a feeling of what's going on. I don't really need to know the specifics.
51 to 12.
Yeah, 51 gets us, just maybe a yard over the top of it. So it guarantees the feed. Lofted club should get a little bit of spin.
Tom, I don't think we've ever met a caddy who was not a leaderboard watcher.
The 51 would be out of half log wedge. They'd probably get maybe a yard or 2 more out of the downslope.
What's my line? 5 yards right of the pin?
No, I don't think you need to be quite that far. It's only going to have 9 yards of travel, so I don't think you need to be that far.
Just a half shot, yeah?
Yeah, just a half shot.
Fishing it even just before the knuckle?
Yeah, and just right at the pin.
Even if you're not a leaderboard watcher, you still have to beat the person you're playing with if you're going to win. You can't avoid that score. This is, that's really well done.
Yeah, good shot.
It looks so innocuous on TV with that back left toe location and all that green switch to work, but it slopes away from you. It's firm and it's downwind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was played well. Difficult with that.
That's why this golf course is so good and so tricky. And all of the shots require a great deal of thought, and this is going to be a similar shot that Se-Yeon Kim faces, Jerry, just a little closer.
Yeah, and she needs to get it to spin a little bit. Charlie got just a little bit of check on that one. And remember, Charlie has a 60 for 59 degree. Se-Yeon, just an old traditional sandwich. But as I mentioned earlier, and every time I watch her play, she's pretty good with it.
Got to be careful, can throw it to the right. And look how quick that is off the ridge there in the green. So 2 pretty good efforts. Charlie Hull's better, obviously. This was yesterday. Flag over on the right side, and she was in trouble off the tee and walked away with a 3. It all adds up at the end of the week. We go to the 13th and the second shot for Eun-hee Ji.
Players do not see the surface of the green, and I really think that visual that you don't have keeps a lot of shots from zeroing in on the hole.
Yu Liu from China at the 14th. Okay. That was a par save for Liu, who went 76-66 the first 2 days. And this was earlier at the 4th hole, the par 4. And why are we showing this, Judy, do you think?
I have an idea.
Cha-ching. She is a really impressive looking player, isn't she? a win would not be surprising. She took the lead into the final round a few weeks ago. Phoenix to 12, and Kay is watching Maria Torres.
Hoping to turn things around here. This a very well struck 8-iron. Minjee Lee hit first and has gone over the green.
Pretty.
Torres began the day tied for third. She's 3 over 11.
Good look here for Se-Young Kim.
Not the easiest to read. Where she's standing, the ball slightly above her feet, making you feel like it's got to go left, but at the hole, it's got to drop right.
Bold.
That goes dead center if she just hit it a little softer.
She's got one of those tricky length putts coming back the other way. Almost the exact putt that Eunhee Ji missed a little earlier. Here is Eunhee Ji for a birdie at 13. She's 2 behind, has 2 par 5s to come, and we were talking in break about players making up ground on the back 9, and Jerry made a good point. He said yes, the par 5s are birdie opportunities, but you're assuming they're going to make par on the par 4s, and that's kind of the crucial part, Jerry.
Very much so. If you give yourself birdies on the par 5s and you have to play all the rest of the holes at even, I don't like your chances.
Well, I've called this a par 4 golf course. I think the par 4s are the key to this golf course.
That one turned more than she thought.
Yeah, I just needed a little more speed.
There are some shorter par 4s, but none of them are easy.
There's always something going on one of them, even the short ones. Uphill or downhill.
Well, right here you had 2 players who drove the ball, just right in front of the green, and you can't get that kick-in birdie, and it's so hard to make a putt.
It's not the easiest course to walk, so when you finish a round out here, you're physically tired, but it never lets up mentally. You're grinding on every shot. You're going to be so exhausted this night after 4 days of this.
And prior to that, a couple of a practice round and a pro-am, so they've been walking the hills for 6 days.
Okay. Still 1 behind. Needs to find a birdie somewhere. She's going to tie Bronte Law, who started the day 10 back, but leads by 1.
Final pair on the tee at 12. Maria Torres missed her birdie putt that she hit to just within a few feet, made her par. Minjee Lee made bogey. And now Se-Young Kim 1 back.
Pretty good wind on this very exposed tee. Downwind from the left. Going with 8-iron. Same club Kay said. Maria Torres hit very close to the hole, just ahead.
We've got our TrackMan Tracer technology presented by NEC.
To get this close, it's a huge guess. Playing at such elevation here, guessing on how much the wind's going to help and come up short, and you're toast. And there's the other side of the equation. Now that is a lot of work for par.
Just a fraction left of the pin. We don't need to be too many yards left. We won't try and make a birdie, but if we're slightly deep, that's fine. I think you've got plenty.
8 o'clock.
If you could put the ball just short and just left to the hole, that is the best putt.
She still leads the tour in practice swing divots per green in regulation. She went for the big high one just left of the hole.
Oh, it's set. Well, Charlie Hull said she loves this course because it's not a birdie fest. She's going to need a couple here coming in at least. She's 2 behind. over. Make it 3 over on her round today. She is 3 shots off the lead.
Check back in with Lexi Thompson. As this for a birdie at the 13th hole. Lexi didn't get off to a good start this week. 73 in the opening round. 70 on Friday. Yesterday she was around at 69, but still had 3 bogeys. Quite in for a 4 yet. 4 behind at the moment is Lexi, so a bogey here, well, might dash her chances.
How about this piece of acreage that we're in? You have just to the north of a San Francisco golf club, across the way, Olympic Club that'll host the 2021 U.S. Women's Open. Harding Park will host the Men's PGA Championship next year. Quite a stretch. Pebble Beach is going to host the 2023 U.S. Women's Open. It's a couple of hours to the south of us.
And we should not forget the 2019 U.S. Open.
Men's U.S. Open.
Coming up.
That's right. Next month. That's the Olympic Club. Across Lake Merced. 2021. It'll host the U.S. Women's Open. How about Lake Merced here, Judy? What a club.
Oh, I tell you, what a club. And I saw an old friend today. Pat LaRocca is the club manager here, and he was the club manager at Muirfield Village when our Solheim Cup team won there in 1998. And you know what? Today his son is the clubhouse, the club manager at Muirfield Village. And what a great pair they are. And they've had a lot to do with making golfers have a great time.
You'll be at Muirfield Village here in a few weeks, won't you?
I will.
Part of the Captain's Club Jack Nicklaus has there, the memorial. All right. Sei Young Kim. Her caddy Paul Fusco says, see the shot. She's trying to imagine getting down in 2 from here.
Once it gets over, it's like it definitely goes left to right first before it gets over.
How long what do we call this spot? How long is this, Jerry?
I'm going to guess it's got to be 30 yards, 25 yards anyway, 75 to 90 feet. Down cliff at first, swinging right off one of the moguls, and then still downhill from there with less break from where Paul stands now.
Has to work itself toward the front center of the green.
It's a putt that's going to be really easy because where you're standing is such a huge downslope on the back. It becomes really easy to leave well short. And I think in the back of your mind, well, you're going to do that because it wouldn't be that tough to putt it off the green.
Three-shot lead when the day began. She's now 1 back. This is her 2nd shot on this par 3 12.
One good putt.
She'll have that for par to stay 1 back. Bronte Law finished about an hour ago with a 65, and she leads it by 1 as we go to 14. Eunhee Ji.
Been one of the harder par 4s this week. The hole is really tucked up to the right side of the green.
Back to 13.
Talked about how crucial this putt is for Lexi to remain 3 under, 4 behind. She can eagle both of the par 5. She can get there in 2. She's got to have a chance to tie Bronte Law. Keep the pressure on.
And it seems like the last couple of hours, Charlie Hull's been scrambling for par. This is a chance for birdie to get within 2.
Man, she really hasn't made much of anything yet today. This is a really good look. Turning a little right, get the speed to marry the line.
You're just not often very comfortable here, are you, at Lake Merced? Even that putt is 15 feet, but not straight in. Trying to marry it, as Jerry said.
Well, you know, you walk up to some putts and you really don't even need to read them. You just have a feel and for what you see, and you know what the putt's going to do. I'm not sure that happens here.
I think that's true from any range, Judy. 2 feet and out. You give it a look. And, you know, we documented very well last week at Wilshire and the Poana greens and how bumpy they would get in the afternoon. All the players would talk about it. We haven't seen a lot of bumping and balls getting knocked offline here. They are just tricky. And I mean, from the first day of your first practice round, when these things are rolling 12, 12 and a half, you get defensive and you remain that way for the whole week. I don't know how they sleep.
Se Young Kim for her par to stay 1 back.
Well, this is the proper side of the hole to take away a little bit of anxiety.
I've seen a couple people pull the putt from here, but I don't think there's a lot in it.
How about that 2-putt? From 75, 80 feet down the hill, Se Young Kim stays 1 shot back. Back at the par 4 14th, 3rd shot from behind the green for Eunhee Ji. The putter will stay in the bag. Former U.S. Open winner in major championship conditions.
I thought Munoz was in the bunker in 2, out to here, leaving herself a little more than she would have liked, but that's a good birdie. I mentioned she wasn't planning on coming here. It's been a long stretch. She's struggling with Hashimoto's disease, has it under control, but got to watch how many tournaments she plays. But she said she wanted to come here because she wanted to test her game before the U.S. Women's Open on a tough golf course.
G 4th. She might need this to go in. Wow.
Nice par.
Oh. And again, it feels a little like a major championship, like a U.S. Open. Par is a great score, however you get it.
You absolutely could play a U.S. Open here.
The U.S. Girls Junior was won by Minjee Lee, who's there tied for 4th place. Get you to the 13th.
And we've got our TrackMan Tracer technology presented by NEC for Se Young Kim's drive.
From the camera behind the tee, you can't see exactly where they hit this in the fairway. It's going to look like it starts off in the right rough to get it in the middle of the fairway. You have to barely cheat the right edge.
Careful. Flirting with that right side, and it is going to find the rough.
Yeah, that is not good.
Yeah, she was struggling with some accuracy problems last year, decided to make some swing changes, worked on those swing changes herself without the help of a coach, and it was going pretty well. She won in record fashion, didn't she, in Green Bay, but then started to have some back issues at the beginning of this year as we watched Charlie Hull. It's also a similar line, but making more of a turn towards the fairway.
Yep, lands just on the edge. You'll end up really close to the center, maybe to the uphill slope, which is much, much easier.
Back on the 13th hole, down in the dip on this par 4. They can be hitting uphill to the green, and I think Se Young will be first to play.
We can still do that because this is our friend on the left side. Stay green's fine. Just carry the front. It's the main thing. Let it release to because it's going to release.
Big green, second hole, hardest hole on the golf course.
There's still more right to left, but just a little bit. Okay,
I think a 9 not going to reach the 9 not going to reach the range, right?
What? That's not comes out of there. 1 second. Who is it, Joe?
Not sure. You go do that. We can go.
Whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks.
You go. No, you go.
Still not sure who's
Yeah,
going.
I was going to say, I'm not exactly sure who is actually going to go.
I got to say on the way by 2 yards, but because of the angle, they're not sure. And Charlie likes to play really quickly.
Going to spin back as well. Hitting so hard. Okay. We can sort of get that pitch in at sort of 42.
Get them the full.
Yeah, definitely. We don't need all of it, but we can't get 9 there.
Maybe she watched Laura Davies as a child. Laura was about the fastest player we've ever seen.
140 hole, 154 when you adjust it for the terrain. One of the few shots all day you'll see kept short of a hole location.
We can't go long here.
Yeah, helping right to left.
But even helping is, I think, at 9 short.
I agree, because that lie, I don't think it's coming out like that. I agree with that. Yes, it is. You doing good?
I was a little worried there. No real commitment to any shot in that chatter, but nonetheless, 142 hole. Again, 14 yards uphill. Kind of a fluffy lie, but not a terrible lie. And did not come out too hot. That is gonna sit down.
It's actually going to work out very well indeed. So Young Kim will have a birdie putt, but she's just one behind.
This was just a moment ago at 14. Lexi Thompson and Judy, the players who can win this thing are dwindling, the number.
It's easy.
Lexi's still one of them.
Wow.
Great shot.
Got a half dozen players on the course within 3 shots of Bronte Law, who finished over an hour ago and leads it by 1.
This is the tee at the 15th, and Eun-hee Ji on the par 5. This is going to be a crucial hole for the players coming in. It's an eagle chance. It could be the hole that makes the difference come the end of the day, and it is our Aon Risk Reward Challenge hole. So Judy, I'm going to get you to take us through the Risk Reward Challenge.
Well, at 479 yards, it plays back uphill. Actually, the bunkers at the left off the tee I don't think are much of a factor, but you have to drive this ball in the fairway to get a chance to hit a shot through that little opening. Maybe Lexi Thompson can carry the ball on the green. I'm not sure. This was Bronte Law earlier in the day. She hit a good tee shot, and this was a super straight 3-wood. And there's the reward.
That was magnificent. It would lead to the eagle, and she would knock it in and finish up at 7 under par. The Aon Risk Reward Challenge hole, that season-long race. Players take their 2 best scores for the week on the Risk Reward Challenge hole. So far, it is Leanne Pace who leads the race, but she withdrew this week, so we could see a change come next time around. Now, this is Jong Eun Lee 6, looking for the 7th eagle of the day at 15, the easiest hole of the week. And this would move her to 5 under par. And so the player that leads the Louise Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year race is in the hunt here to win and have an amazing week for the rookie.
Lexi Thompson at 14 to get to 4 under. She's not out of it. She has played the last 5 holes this week in 9 under par. She now goes to the reachable par 5, 15th. And that's where we go now.
And G, second shot.
You see the narrow little opening. You have to have driven it a really long way to carry the ball onto the putting surface.
Not going to creep by that bunker, and that's going to leave her a tough shot.
That's not only not a reward, that's a penalty. She is in a tough spot in the bunker.
Playing a third shot. Up and down for birdie for Eun-hee Ji, who's 2 behind. Let's go to the 13th and Se-Young Kim.
Shouldn't be much doubt in their minds what this putt does. You just watch Charlie Hall leave her birdie putt barely short from the identical line, about 10 feet further. It doesn't do much of anything. It's just uphill. One thing I have noticed a little bit today is when she gets over the ball, those looks at the hole, the head movement, the body language, everything's a little quicker. And we know that this couldn't be anything other than a little bit more anxiety and nerves for the final round. Yesterday, so calm over the ball.
See how far that went by. It's going to be a pretty quick putt.
This is a straight little putt, isn't it, Jerry?
Yeah, it didn't do hardly anything going by, did it?
I don't think so.
No, but this one's going to take as long to get to the hole as the last one did, from 3 times the length.
Yeah. When she won at the Thornbury Creek LPGA Classic last year, she set that record of 31 under. She had been watching videos on YouTube to help her mental strength on the golf course, in addition to making those swing changes that we talked about.
Never did tell us what those videos were, did you?
No, but you're going to need some mental strength to get it into the house here today. Okay. Still one back. Still looking for her first birdie of the round. Lexi Thompson, we know that she can get here in 2. Great eagle chance on this par 5 as we take a look at the TrackMan Tracer technology presented by NEC. Birdie, birdie, birdie over the first 3 rounds. Can it be birdie, 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 eagle for Lexi? She is 3 behind.
She just has to find the short grass. That'll do it.
They're good.
It's going to bound on down there.
I mean, she could go in with as little as a 4 or 5 iron.
And what an advantage to be able to carry it over those bunkers. You saw Eun-hee Ji get caught up in a bunker short of the green, and that's going to be a really tough shot. And we will go to the tee at the 14th.
Okay, Se-Young Kim had a 3-shot lead when the day began, but she built that lead largely because of some terrific saves for par on the back 9. She just did it again at the 12th and 13th, and now needs a good tee shot here.
She does, and not the easiest fairway to hit. Generous size, but it turns sharply left, just short of the landing area, and slopes to the right.
Missed left here yesterday.
This one's not missing left. Might need to take a seat before going through the fairway.
It's okay.
Sirens blaring along Interstate 280, adjacent here to Lake Merced. We are in the city, Daly City, just a few blocks south of the San Francisco city limits.
Further left, yeah?
You can carry the trees, can't I?
Yes, definitely.
Into off the left, yeah?
Yes, at your 10.
A lot of frustration, but still a chance for both of these players.
A very similar line with a little bit more draw. This should stay in the fairway comfortably.
Oh,
maybe not. That took a big bounce.
Bronte Law began the day 10 shots off the lead. She leads it by 1. She's been done for over an hour.
We saw Eun-hee Ji's second shot at the 15th finish up in the bunker, only out to here. Tough bunker shot. This for birdie.
She had it red.
And she's beginning to run out of time. Just a par on the par 5. Let's go to the 16th.
And after that eagle, the hole before, Jong-un Lee 6. She won the money list on the LPGA of Korea Tour the last couple of years, and almost goes eagle. She'll have that to get within 1. Tom mentioned she is atop the Louise Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year standings, leading Kristen Gilman, who made the cut this week, Englishwoman Charlotte Thomas. Se-Young Kim came from off of the LPGA of Korea Tour and won Rookie of the Year in 2015. Sung-Hyun Park did it a couple of years ago.
It's going to be 98. 105 shot.
I like that. On your line.
There is Se-Young at 14, 1 back.
Is it movement left to right?
Yeah, and your line is left to right.
Without the lie, just the
No. Yeah, with the wind, there's 1 or 2.
Okay, got it. And then in between.
Yes.
Pitching wedge from 111. Wind is in from the left, as you heard Paul Fusco say. That's the shot you feel like you should be able to get yourself a decent opportunity, but you just can't get greedy. You miss a screen short or right. That's almost an instant bogey.
Jerry, I got to tell you, we're right behind her, and we see where that hole is located. As Lexi Thompson just a minute ago, as her ball flew, it was right of the flagstick, and I heard her caddy say, I think you got away with one. It was not the plan.
Carried.
Oh!
Stop.
It carried and then carom. That hit the stick.
That was not a good break. That kind of stood right up when it landed. It wasn't going far past.
A 1-hopper off the flagstick. She'll have a birdie putt. Paul Fusco, her caddy, liked it.
Well, so do you think you'll lose a little bit of distance off the lie as well? Just that cut lie. Because I think you need all of it.
Yeah.
You've got gap wedge.
Yeah, I think hitting the fuller shot is the safe shot, don't you?
Yeah, you're going to need all of it, aren't you? 106.
Do you think it's the right club, Joe?
Well, I
it's
think
90 front, you see. We're playing towards the TV tower.
Yeah, we can cover the number.
If it's pitch in front, it's going to roll out this line.
I imagine it's going to spin off that line.
Do you reckon this is a good club, Joe?
Yeah, I think to get it close, we're going to have to. Otherwise, it's just a half a pitching wedge.
Good.
Licking her lips.
Such a good-looking shot, and left for the hard putt.
The last 4 Louise Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year winners came off the LPGA of Korea Tour. Jong-un Lee 6 trying to become the 5th and trying to win for the first time. She's within 1. Jong-un Lee 6 gets to her number. She's 1 back of Bronte Law.
Back on the 15th, both Amy Yang and Lexi Thompson are 4 under, both playing their second shots to this par 5. This is Amy Yang.
Going with the 4-iron. 199 to the hole. Just needs a dead straight shot, and that is exactly what she's done.
It's going to release up very nicely towards the hole, reminiscent of Bronte Law's second. Not quite as close, but that will be for eagle, and it'll be to get within 1 of the lead. Let's go to 14.
Se-Young Kim hit the flagstick with her second shot. Bounce to this point. This for birdie. And Jerry, how about this putt?
Yeah, it's about the flattest putt you can get on this green. I don't see much in it at all. If anything, slightly uphill. Charlie Hole left her lengthy birdie putt about 3 feet short, dead in the center, it looked like. Yeah, this might be the easiest putt on the screen, even though she's not technically on the green. That spot where she's visualizing it rolling over, she sees it just outside the right edge. Two par 5s remaining, both reachable for Se-Young. This putt right here could have a lot to say.
To tie the lead. Quickly to 17.
This is Jong-Un Lee 6. Tough to get it close today at the 17th. We've only had 4 birdies here, and that's just going to be outside of the bowl that brings the ball towards the hole. So outside chance of a birdie. Let's go to the tee at the 16th.
2 shots back, Eun-Hee Ji. The bowl effect with this fairway, Judy.
Yeah, it's nice when the center of the fairway is a gathering area.
Well, if she somehow finds her way into a playoff or the winner's circle, she'll remember that pitch in at 14 for par. Back to 15.
Lexi Thompson's second shot.
1 pace ahead from where Yang just hit. This is 6-iron, hit very
Great
hard.
swing, I got no idea.
That sat down quicker than you would have expected.
Golf Channel and the LPGA Tour welcome you back to the Bay Area of California. The final round of the LPGA Mediheal Championship from Lake Merced in Daly City. Grant Boone, Judy Rankin, Tom Abbott, Jerry Foltz, Kate Cockrell. As Bronte Law's ship come in, she began 10 shots off the lead. She now leads it by 1. 15.
Lexi Thompson for an eagle.
A double breaking 45-footer, Tom. First to the right, then to the left. Hate to leave those short,
Yeah,
huh?
not to give herself a chance. That one for birdie to get her within 2. Let's go to the 16th.
Eun-Hee Ji, 2 back.
Hole right on the front of the green. Not a solid strike.
Tough course, tough week. 15.
Amy Yang's 3 behind, but she has this for eagle.
Inside 10 feet, breaking to the left.
Turn right across the hole. It will be a birdie, and Amy Yang is only going to be 2 back. Already a winner this year. Let's go to the 17th. And the rookie, Jong-Un Lee 6. Now, if you haven't been watching LPGA golf this year, the reason there's a 6 by her name is because on the Korean Ladies Tour, there have been now 6 players with the same name. And so in order to differentiate them, each player gets a number. This looks pretty good. Wow, right in the heart. Remember, she's gone eagle birdie coming into this hole. A player who has played very well this season and has been on leaderboards before in major championships.
Third shot for Eun-hee Ji. Feels like a must up and down.
Well, it took a bad bounce. When you cannot land the ball on the putting surface, it's somewhat unpredictable, and that was not a good bounce.
If she doesn't make that, she'd be forced to go 3 under in her last 2. To 15 again.
Vital birdie putt for Thompson.
There's a great deal of pressure put on her first putts because she is inconsistent with putts of that length, and on these greens it shows even more.
Registration for the 2020 Drive, Chip and Putt Championship is now open. Register your child today. He or she could be the next national champion. Go to drivechipandputt.com to get started. A drive and 3 putts for Lexi Thompson.
So both Thompson and Yang finished up. Yang making birdie, Thompson with par. Lexi needs to play the last 3 in 3 under. No player in the field has done that yet today. Now Minjee Lee's second.
Great swing.
Minjee also 4 under, 3 behind. An eagle would go a long way for Minjee, and that sat down very quickly.
Yeah, it was kind of a funny break.
Yeah, she's going to have the exact same putt as Lexi. Minjee, the winner last week at the Hugel Air Premier LA Open. And we will go to the 18th.
Jong-un Lee 6. Birdie to tie. Eagle to take the lead. It has been a day of comebacks. She was 8 shots off the lead when the day began. Bronte Law, who is in the clubhouse at 7 under, leading it by 1, was 10 back.
This player has not missed a cut on the LPGA Tour this season, and her very worst finish is 16th. That is some kind of golf.
That's how you lead the Rookie of the Year standings. Points for each cut made. Can she find a fairway and have a chance to reach this in 2? Yes and yes. Back to 15.
Se-Young Kim on the tee at the par 5.
Well, striped right down the middle. It's got that high arcing low spin. Should release some.
Pretty much center of the fairway there. Good position for Se-Young Kim to 16.
And Eun-hee Ji for par to stay 2 back. Well, par 3 17th, par 5 18th. Birdie eagle is not out of the question, but it will take at least that.
Now Charlie Hull, who's 3 behind.
By no means out of it yet, but has to take advantage of something. That one turning to the left side of the fairway.
Again, this hole is going to be crucial for those players like Charlie at 4 under. An eagle here and you're within 1 of the lead. Birdie puts a little bit of pressure on those last few holes, but still gives you a chance. Lexi needs to birdie all 3, 16, 17 and 18. Back at the 15th, Minjee Lee for eagle. We know from the pair ahead this is a double breaker. Tough to get the speed right. Not a bad effort from Minjee Lee. She will have that to get to 5 under and within 2. And we will go to 16.
Okay, Cockrell with Amy Yang, who's 2 shots back.
I feel like we're getting. Maybe just a touch, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. For the number? 110? Yeah. Perfect. Just a smidge left of it? Yeah, all right.
110, they're calling this shot. You know, with the coldness that starts hitting the golf course about this time, and it just starts getting colder and colder, the ball flies shorter and shorter. So this, normally she would hit a wedge probably closer to 120. Big miss. Can't do that with a wedge in your hand.
To the 18th, one shot back, second shot on the par 5.
I try to take it over that limb that overhangs. That's a pretty great shot.
Wow. Jong Eun-Lee 6 has that putt to take the lead at the 18th hole. Began the day 8 shots back. A little like a player going to the bullpen. You put the coat back on, a pitcher.
Yep, I think that's smart. Caddy Adam Woodward has been with a number of players on this tour. He's a good caddy and experienced.
She had one eagle coming into this week. She has a chance for her second in the last 4 holes. To 16, and Lexi Thompson needs to make something happen.
Well, she got a great opportunity here. Just a lob wedge into this green from 87 yards. That after a 316-yard 3-wood she hit.
Good. Maybe not great. But still a chance for Lexi Thompson as we go back to 15.
And the final pairing, Minjee Lee did make her birdie ahead. So now Se-Young Kim with the second shot.
215 in her 3 hybrid. Oh, and caught very nicely on a tremendous line.
Now just needs to put on the brakes. She will have an outside chance for an eagle. Se-Young Kim still hasn't had a birdie today. She's 4 over par for the final round. She still has a good chance, just one back.
Three back with 3 to play. Lexi Thompson has this for birdie at 16.
This putt is very similar to what Bronte Law faced a couple hours ago. It has right to left movement the whole way. It's just no matter how much. And Judy, you have enough of these putts, you have to err on the high side of the hole. And sometimes you overcook it and it kind of straightens out. But if you don't, they snap left.
Yeah, that's a hard part about greens that are tricky like this. And after you've been on them day after day, is you have to try then not to second guess yourself.
Is it enough? Oh, wow! That was worth the wait. Lexi's within 2 of the current lead. She's got the par 3 17th, and she's got this par 5 18th to come. That's where we find Jong Eun-Lee 6, the rookie who's won the money title on the LPGA of Korea Tour each of the last 2 seasons. Now a rookie on the LPGA Tour. She made an eagle on the 15th hole to get to within 2 of the lead. She birdied 16, and now Judy a putt for eagle for the outright lead.
Well, she clearly has stood up to the pressure well with the full swing shots. With the big shots, she's got herself in a great position. Sometimes when you're a little bit nervous, when it's really important, it is these smaller strokes that end up making the difference.
Birdie putt on 17, stopped inches from the hole. Enough past the hole that she'll probably mark it.
She gave it a go. You got to give her credit for that.
Big par putt at 16 for Amy Yang.
This for her Sandy save. That hurts. Missing the green with a wedge. Really an unforced error.
From the fairway.
It's the little errors like that that keep Amy Yang from being a big-time winner. She is a winner, but you just know there's more in her.
Back we go to 18. And so, again, Judy, it's one thing when you're well off the pace, make a few putts. Now she knows where she stands. She's got this to tie the lead. Some of the most unpredictable greens that these players have ever played. Jong-in Lee 6 is in at 7. She ties Bronte Law for the clubhouse lead at a round of 67 after beginning the day 8 shots back. Law was 10 back. Well, we invite you to watch as Tiger Woods is honored with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, joining Charlie Sifford, Jack Nicklaus, and Arnold Palmer. Our live Golf Central coverage begins tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. To the 15th we go in our final pairing.
Se-Young Kim needed a ruling, Jerry, behind the hole because of that sprinkler head. Did it turn out in her favor, do you think?
It did, for the sole purpose that it gave her a little more room behind that ball to the first cut of rough, if you will. And now that's not going to impede her backstroke at all, and it would have otherwise. So yes, this is a little bit downhill, not a ton of break, and a putt after not making anything of any length today at all that would put her in the lead. But it's one you can't be aggressive with.
Too much on the side of caution, and it's not in yet for birdie. A player who has had her struggles this year with that back pain that forced her to withdraw from the tournament in Singapore. And last week, as we said, she had to walk the practice round before making changes to her golf swing, which has allowed her to keep playing.
Yeah, right.
Bronte Law has been in the player dining area of the clubhouse having lunch, which has now come out to hit a few balls. It's going to be her first swing in about 2 hours, but she now knows there's a likelihood of a playoff. Se-Young Kim still out on the golf course. A few other players could change that. As we go to Charlie Hull for an eagle at 15.
To put her name in the mix.
And she does put her name in the mix, and Charlie Hull moves to 6 under and just 1 back, looking for her second win on the LPGA Tour.
There's something about watching Charlie Hull play that's really fun. I don't know if it's the speed at which she walks, talks, swings. I don't know if it's the power in her game, but she is very magnetic on the golf course.
Se-Young Kim has this little putt here to tie the lead. You had a feeling at the beginning of the day for a player that had made swing changes in the last few weeks, had made the original swing change last year because she was worried about accuracy, and then coming under the pressure of this final day that things might not go to plan, and that has kind of been the way that the day has unfolded at 4 over. But she still has a putt here to tie the lead as Charlie tries to stay warm on a rather chilly afternoon.
Well, I go back, though, quickly just to the beginning, which is she was 4 over after 4 holes, 4 over after 6 holes in the first round in this tournament. And what kind of golf she has played to get to this point.
Yeah, nicely done. 3 tied at the top. Bronte Law, Jong-un Lee 6, and Se-Yeon Kim. Charlie Hull just 1 behind. Lexi Thompson still has a chance. Minji Lee still has a chance. And here is Lexi on the tee at the 17th.
161 yards, playing uphill, cold air, probably playing closer to 170. That's a 7-iron, pulled a bit.
And steady. There's a little backstop there. That'll come back. She's going to have a putt very similar to Jong-un Lee 6, that downhill putt. And we'll go back to the 16th.
And Minji Lee at 5 under has a chance to get within 1. Look where she's aiming here and looking.
Yeah, set up for a big swing from the right.
She'll be 2 back with 2 to play. The World Long Drive Tour will host the Exchange Celebrating Service Fort Jackson May 7th. It'll feature for the first time a division represented by military service members in addition to the open and women's divisions. Tune in Tuesday at 5 o'clock Eastern on Golf Channel. Here at Lake Merced, our final pair. On the tee at 16.
So it's not as into as it was the other day?
No, absolutely not, no.
What's my line, Joe?
Right bunker is
right.
good. Yep. Nice smooth. Come on.
I have enough height over this bit, don't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Off the eagle at 15. Charlie Hull now 1 back.
She always plays quickly, but speaking quickly, thinking quickly. That starts off to the right. That is not coming back.
Yeah, we got to hope for the slope.
Oh boy.
Let it go, Joe. Left to right, Polly?
Left to right. Yeah.
As you watch Se-Yeon Kim, I can just tell you in the briefest terms,
Guys, a little more backward there. Thank you.
she is trying to keep her weight a little more centered. She had worked to get her weight more to her right side. It was putting her, as she took the club back, and it was putting her in a position to have a little bit of the old reverse C through swing, and felt that that was bothering her back. So more centered.
There's 2 up the right edge.
And here it comes.
Yeah, this one works.
It now becomes a birdie hole. Charlie Hull out of position at 16, 1 back.
Smooth, don't want to spin it up too much. As long as it makes the fairway, with a top point there, hey, it's literally just like a long chip. Yeah.
Drop it 6 up.
Yeah, I think we've got to keep it pretty low. I mean, what have you got to make the fairway there? 40 yards. So it's literally like a long chip.
The only physical chance she has of getting this on the green is to do exactly what her caddy Joe Miller's telling her. Hit a long chip.
That's okay.
And then it runs out and breaks right, but she didn't hit it quite hard enough. A little harder from there, and that would have continued all the way on up to the green, but not bad.
You don't have to have a birdie, but you can't make a bogey at this point, you wouldn't think.
No, you cannot.
She can certainly reach 18 and 2. But some work to do before then. 17.
Such a tough hole to make a birdie, but Lexi really needs this one.
Difficult putt to read. Yeah, and she didn't read that counteracting slope from the front right that straightens the putt out at the end.
There's going to be a par, and Lexi will have to make an eagle at 18, which she has the power to do.
It's showing left to right, if anything, but mainly left to right. Keep checking. But it's not much right now at all. Yeah. Just across.
After a tumultuous day, Se-Young Kim is back in a share of the lead and in great position here at 16.
104 to the hole. Should be her gap wedge, 50-degree wedge.
Hold on a second, so it's just a little hurt right now. Give me a second. All right, straight across.
Hit the flag stick at 14 with a approach.
Well, she took a very long time to play that shot.
Pulled it a bit. There's some slope there, though.
It worked.
Wow. That to regain the lead.
Jackie?
Which she hasn't had for the last couple of hours when she 3-putted 8.
If she minds her business, she's in the driver's seat right now.
17.
Lexi for par. So Thompson will head to the 18th tee, 2 behind. Se-Young Kim has that putt to get to 8 under. Lexi really needs an eagle on 18.
One off the lead, third shot on the par 4 16th, Englishwoman Charlie Hull.
Pitch and run, breaking right.
Yeah, it's a good effort, that is.
Tight lie, nice shot.
Yes.
Yeah, well played.
That to stay 6 under. Se-Young Kim is going to have a putt to take the lead. First we go to 18, and Kay, tee shot for Lexi Thompson. It's a big one.
Yeah, does she have 3 more great shots inside of her today? No, this going well to the right, on line with your booth, Grant.
Okay, thank you. We're okay. She may not be.
Sometimes you want to hit one a little extra hard. You get your hips out of the way a little quickly, and you can't quite catch up with the club.
To the 16th, and Se-Young Kim is going to lose the jacket and see if she can lose this golf ball.
Downhill, downwind, turning right, but where you have to be defensive. Didn't really even step away after removing the jacket. She must be feeling pretty good on this. Oh, wow. Fooled her.
I think she just babied it a little bit too much. Couldn't hold its line.
Even then, it rolls a couple of feet past. Went double bogey to start her round, and her 3-shot lead evaporated. Then she 3-putted 8 after her birdie putt lipped out, missed the comebacker. Then this to regain the lead. She'll have a couple of feet left for par. And now Charlie Hull with a huge putt to stay right in it.
Just starting a little left. Be a heck of a 4. Oh, wow.
She's going to drop at least 1. With a couple to play, she'll be at least 2 back. Eun-hee for a closing birdie. It's another good week in what's been a great year. And with the major championships coming up, 4 of them in the next 11 events, what would you make of her chances to contend?
She's got the style of game. She's really swinging the club well. You know, this golf course kind of forces your hand to make a mistake or two.
Hull for bogey. 2 back with 2 to play, and again 18 is a reachable into par 5. Par putt here for Se-Young Kim. 2 players have finished at 7 under. Kim remains at 7 under on the course with 2 holes to go. looking for her 8th career victory. She just joined the LPGA Tour in 2015. Bronte Law looking for her first win. Jong-un Lee 6 looking for her first win, a rookie. And we're at the 18th, and Kay, Lexi is looking for a window.
She has a window. She's going to have to hit through the 2 uprights that the cypress trees are creating, but lucky that she has a swing and a shot. 234 to the hole, 227 front.
I'm looking on the line of like the left side of the green and like the right side of the green. Yeah. He's just off the right. This is going to be one of those low runners. I think he gets all of these going to run out like he's been doing. Do this. All right, come on, hit my shot.
She has a flair for the dramatic. She needs to create some drama here.
And just has to work hard to keep that club face square at impact. She has the strength to do that. Ball a little below her feet, so you know that's not ideal. But if she can get this thing hit solidly and starting off squarely without too much curvature to it, she has a chance of getting it on the front.
She has to make eagle. This is her 2nd shot at the par 5, and she can't get comfortable.
She could move a loose impediment, but if it is embedded, she cannot.
Sounded good.
Started on a great line.
Yeah, just needed a little more draw or a little more to the left, but not bad, not at all.
She's got to pitch that in to tie the leaders who had finished at 7 under. It's possible. Bronte Law, she finished 2 hours ago with a 65. She was up to the challenge today in a big way. Presented by Prudential. Bronte Law parred her first 6 holes, made birdie at 7, birdies at 9 and 10, and then at the 11th. She said she really wasn't thinking much about where she was on the leaderboard.
Not at that point, but I promise you near the end of this round she was. This was one of the prettiest shots she played all day.
At one point, she was number 2 in the world amateur ranking. She won 7 times at UCLA. And then 2 shots back as Se-Young Kim was struggling when she got to the par 5 15th and hit this beauty.
3-wood. Right on line.
She would roll that in for eagle. Parred her last 3 holes, a round of 65. Bronte Law up to the challenge presented by Prudential. She's been waiting. She's just gone out to hit a few balls.
6 iron and 5 iron. What's that? 6 iron and 5 iron.
It is very interesting, Bronte Law going out to hit a few balls. Because the temperature, although it's been pretty cool all day, really drops this time of day.
5's way too much.
No, I mean cut shadow 5.
Yeah. If you like it, if you see it, if you're comfortable with it, that's the main thing. But otherwise,
just finish it there.
Yes.
45 pitch.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's like hit the
With
6.
Beautiful. Make sense? Yeah.
Paul Fusco is a little worried about her hitting the 5 iron. Now, the one place she can't go here is over the back.
I'm worried about the 6.
The bunker would not be a great spot either. Middle of the green here. I mean, she doesn't need to do anything crazy. This is not the hole to make the birdie. 18 is the birdie hole.
Couldn't agree more. That was going through my head even before that conversation. You cannot try and force one close here. And for her to try and hit a big cut shot and work it up into the wind here, not her shot.
So 40's plenty of it. Okay. Good target.
This one, you'd love a birdie chance, but you just don't want to make a mistake. Still a lot of club from 161. It does play a little uphill, but the wind's from the right, and I don't have it hurting at all.
Tied for the lead. 2 holes to play. Par 3 and a par 5.
Well, she did cut it a little bit. That's right and short.
Yeah, she got a little bit ahead of it with her upper body. You could see it, and she knew it the minute she made contact.
Bronte Law got up and down from that bunker earlier, but she had to hit a wonderful bunker shot.
If it goes up the back 2 or 3 yards, it will come back anyway. So do you want what's behind?
That tree. Yeah?
6 behind and it'll come back.
Charlie 2 back, different story. Probably needs to be a bit more aggressive.
She was looking straight at it from the tee, that's for sure.
Hit it heavy, but should roll.
Now, if it just catches the slope, it's not going to. It's going to kick it the other way. So she's going to have a putt that we've seen a few times today, that quick putt that moves right to left. And we will go up to the 18.
No one's made more eagles the last 4 years on the LPGA Tour than Lexi Thompson. Has to hold this.
27 to the front, 7 to the hole. Not going to happen.
Now, each of the last 2 days, she has missed the fairway at 18, robbing her of a chance to reach the green in 2. It'll be a near miss for Lexi Thompson.
Seon Kim on the upslope for her second at 17.
Severe upslope. That really helps for a proper shot.
Oh, tried to get too cute with it.
Didn't give that one nearly enough swing for that much of an uphill shot.
I
Judy?
agree, Jerry. Little short stabby swing went deep in the sand.
And now all sorts of trouble. Tied for the lead.
Lexi Thompson for a closing birdie.
This should pull down to the right a little.
How would you characterize the week, Judy, for Lexi?
You know, all in all, it's pretty positive because she really wasn't playing all that well. There was serious consideration that she would not be here for the weekend. She did put herself in a position to try to win this tournament today. She didn't come through when she really had to, but we saw a lot of good golf from her.
Tied for 4th. Back to 17 we go.
Okay, 3rd shot for Seon Kim.
Awkward stance, but not a tough shot. You just pop it up and let the slope take care of it.
That for a bogey. And that will drop her out of a tie for the lead, and she will then need to do something at 18. Bronte Law finished her round at 6:35 Eastern, so 3:35 local. So 2¼ hours ago.
Her original flight was due to take off 10 minutes ago, she said, that she had booked earlier.
Charlie Hull for a birdie. Needs to make it.
That was a great effort on a difficult putt.
And she will, well, go to 18 needing an eagle. Same situation as Lexi Thompson. Already made an eagle today. That was at 15, and we'll go to 18.
Amy Yang for a closing birdie. Move into the top 5.
Good week.
And back we go to our final pair at 17.
And the bogey putt for Seon Kim.
She's made this look easy all weekend that I've been watching her, but she hasn't done it in a hurry.
She talked about playing aggressive golf after that bad start on Thursday, but the aggressive play was not the play at 17, and it leads to a bogey, and she falls out of a tie for the lead and needs a birdie at 18 to get into the playoff. Of course, an eagle would win it outright, assuming that Charlie Hull doesn't make an albatross. This for par. Charlie Hull still has a chance. And she needs to do something special, something like Lydia Ko did last year in the playoff that earned her a plaque on the 18th fairway. That's Jong Eun Lee's 6th bag. Trying to stay warm. A few extra layers.
Yeah, donning her rain pants. Bronte Law in her rain pants.
Bronte Law grew up playing at Hillside Golf Club. Tough tests. She loves the tough tests. And we will go to the 18th.
2, as you see, have finished at 7 under. Se Young Kim needs a birdie or better. Charlie Hull needs an eagle to have a chance to win. Twenty-six-year-old Se Young Kim. She's won in each of the last 4 seasons on the LPGA Tour. Charlie Hull has won once. It was a big one. The CME Group Tour Championship back in 2016 as a 20-year-old.
So we can still reach comfortably, yeah?
Where's the wind, JJ?
Even though she's young, she's never been on the LPGA Tour as fit as she is today.
Just right of centre, yeah? Right of centre, so right at the TV tower. We can get up today, and it's a nice pin.
486 yards today, Jerry.
Into a little breeze, but that was great encouragement by Joe. It's a nice pin. We can get on today, giving her hope that she can make eagle here, but she has to take care of business with this swing. And that's headed to the left edge at best.
Each of the last couple of days, she has tried to sling a hook for her second shot onto the green and missed it a little right. Has to make eagle to join the leaders at 7 under.
And I mean to tell you, this would have to be a slinging hook from that left side.
Big tee shot here for Se Young Kim.
Yeah, more toward the left side of the tee box, aiming it at the right mound. Yeah, that's good right there. And again, one of those high arcing, low spin tumblers.
See that?
Yeah, we saw it. It's still going. Stay out of a divot hole, it does. And an opportunity after all of the turmoil today, Judy, an opportunity for Se Young Kim.
Yeah, and I think that was a big tee shot too. And here's a look at her face on. You can see her weight is a little more centered. She doesn't get outside of that right foot or that right leg at all and tries to get through the ball just a little bit more straight up, not letting that back go into a big reverse C through the impact area. And she says she's feeling better.
Jong Eun Lee doing some jumping jacks, trying to stay loose. She's tied for the lead. She might have some company.
It could be, yeah. Because it will probably get up more.
Last year in the inaugural Mediheal Championship, Lydia Ko hit a 3-wood to 2 feet from that spot in the 18th fairway to win a playoff with Minjee Lee. Charlie Hull needs an eagle to join the clubhouse leaders at 7 under. Se Young Kim needs a birdie to tie eagle to win it outright.
It's just going to put a little bit on. Yeah. If you can try and control the club.
Scoring's not going over the second tree, is it?
I'm not sure we can get there anyway.
Charlie first.
Sorry?
Forward, yeah.
I don't need all of it, no, just a real smooth one.
It won't go over the back of it, will it?
Oh, there's no chance. No. Do you want it over the back?
No.
Oh, no.
Right, so just
No
right and draw it, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I've got to go right with this first tree, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think draw's the call. This has to be close to a snap look. 201 to the hole. Hybrid. Just started middle of the grandstands at minimum. Oh, and she's done it, hit it high, but did not turn it enough.
Oh. Almost. Wow.
If you had to hold it, would you rather be in the rough or down there in the bunker?
You know, this isn't a terrible bunker shot. I'm not sure it matters a whole lot this time.
Got to hold it. Now say Young Kim.
Yep.
Set.
Shell with the high.
Take your time. Listen, if you hit this, you're going to get 65 to 70 out of it, no problem. And then the roll release. If it stops, I think it's the play. Now, good commit, see your shot, let it go.
Shot suits her eye perfectly. 192 front, 199 yards the hole, and a 4-iron.
Yes. Finish off in.
Needs to draw a little.
All right, that, if she makes it to win outright, down in 2 from there, and she joins a 3-way playoff.
Yeah, for the release.
Struck a pretty darn good shot when she absolutely had to.
Bronte Law waiting, hoping that she has some more golf to play. Time now for our innovative shot of the day. It's presented by UL. And we go back to the 15th hole. Bronte Law 2+ hours ahead of the final pair. At this point, 2 shots off the lead at the par 5, and then this.
Absolutely straight tee shot, absolutely straight 3-wood.
To within 3 feet. She may not get a plaque, but she may get her first LPGA Tour title. It's our UL Innovative Shot of the Day. Kirsten Ernst is watching, trying to stay warm any way she can. Jong Eun Lee 6, a rookie. Hasn't finished less or worse than 16th, and she's not finished worse than that here, Judy. She is hoping to be in a playoff, a prolific winner on the Korea LPGA Tour, just as Se-Young Kim was. Se-Young Kim is now a prolific winner on this tour, Judy. 7 wins since she joined the tour in 2015, and a chance at an 8th.
Yeah, I think the 2 shots she's hit at 18 are pretty impressive. It was not impressive at all, the shots she hit off a 17 tee. But sometimes after you've done that and then you come back and do what you need to do, it's even more impressive. So, I'm not sure she won't try to roll, that she will not roll this one in. But if it's a playoff, this is by far the player with the most experience if it's a 3-way playoff. And if it's not a 3-way playoff, you're going to look at 2 players who have no experience in a playoff on the LPGA Tour.
Well, we could have 4 players if Se-Young Kim gets up and down and Charlie Hull makes this, and never an easy task. But Jerry, what do you see?
It's unlikely now, but it is doable. There's plenty of green with which to work. It slopes away from her. It breaks a little bit left. As holeable bunker shots go, if there is such a thing, this one qualifies.
Yes.
Wow.
What a good shot. Good play.
When you know you have to hold it, that's quite a shot. Well, a year ago, this weekend, she hit what was judged the shot of the month on the European Tour, the men's European Tour. She played in that event called the Golf Sixes. She played with Georgia Hall, a fellow English woman. And they reached the quarterfinals. Mostly men's event.
Charlie is not easily intimidated.
No. And Se-Young Kim isn't either. She has the all-time LPGA Tour scoring record, 31 under par. Se-Young Kim, that happened last July just outside Green Bay, Wisconsin. If she could win on a course where pars are at a premium, it would be even more impressive. Up and down to join the leaders. If she holds it, she wins outright.
Like to play with putter, Judy. That takes a silly mistake out of the equation. Almost guarantees the birdie. Very smooth fringe, uphill, turning left. Very doable, but I don't think she's going to charge it by any means.
She has been on a bit of a roll. -10 last week at Wilshire Country Club to finish second to Minjee Lee. Great putt.
More golf for Bronte Law and Jong Lee 6. They're going to be joined at 7 under by Se-Young Kim. And after a rough start, she rallies with a closing birdie to get to 7 under and regain a share of the lead. Extra holes for a second straight year at the Mediheal.
She built herself a big lead going into this final round, and that gave her the cushion she needed to play a round that just wasn't that great today. +3.
That was Jong Lee 6 on the right. It was Bronte Law on the left. And now Charlie Hull for a closing birdie. Se-Young Kim shot 75 with the lead of the A&A Inspiration, her rookie year of 2015. She has a chance to redeem herself in overtime. Kim was 10 under when the day started. Charlie Hull was the only player within 4 shots of her. She was at 7 under. .75 for Se-Young Kim. Charlie Hull is 74. And her bid for a second LPGA Tour title will have to wait. We're going extra holes here at Lake Merced. Back to the par 5 18th we will go. Bronte Law, who finished 2.5 hours ago. Jong Lee 6 and Se-Young Kim. We're back with you in Daly City in a moment. .72 holes, not enough to determine a champion of the Mediheal Championship for the second consecutive year. Lydia Ko beat Minjee Lee on the first playoff hole last year. We're going to have a 3-way playoff this year. Bronte Law, who began the day 10 shots back. Jong Lee 6 began the day 8 shots off the lead. And Se-Young Kim, who had the lead at 10 under. A closing birdie for Se-Young Kim to join this playoff. Getting ready to head back to the tee at the 18th. And let's show you how these players got into this playoff. Bronte Law, as we said, 10 shots off the lead. Hard her first 6 holes, then birdied 7, 9, 10, 11. And then this at the 12th, nearly perfect.
151 yards straight downhill.
That took her to 5 under par, got her within 2 of the lead as Se-Young Kim was struggling. And then her second shot at the par 5 15th. Again, Judy, she was 2+ hours ahead of the final pair.
So it took 2 of the best shots she had to reach 15 in 2, and reach it she did, and left herself a very short and makeable eagle putt.
And she did make it. And she parred her last 3 to post 7 under. And it looked like it might be enough until Jong Lee 6 made an eagle of her own at the 15th. That took Jong Lee 6 to 5 under. And then at the 16th, you look at that swing, Judy, you can understand how she wins 6 times in a couple of years and leads the money list in Korea 2 straight years. make that for birdie, and then she would birdie 18 to get to 7 under. Se-Young Kim had this just moments ago for the outright win.
That was really a good putt from off the edge of the green. She gave herself a chance and didn't leave herself any hard work.
I don't think this was a cart ride she was hoping for when the day started. Back to the 18th, but she's got a shot. You kind of have to reassess, don't you? You begin the day with a 3-shot lead, but now you're in a playoff.
You know, playoffs are a little bit different animal, and people handle them differently. You know, some people have a little letdown when they go to the playoffs because it's almost like they feel like they did their job. You know, they tied for the tournament. Some people, because they played so well to get into the playoff, go into the playoff really on a bit of a high. Some people, like Bronte Law, have been sitting so long that they have to really figure out how to get right back in that mode that they were in when they finished and played their 18th hole.
Se-Young Kim is 3-0 in playoffs on the LPGA Tour. She won early in the Bahamas and then at the Lotte in Hawaii. She hit her second shot in the water and then holed out for par to get into a playoff with NB Park. Double high five. And then in the playoff against an eventual Hall of Fame member. And with the sun setting, how about this bit of perfection?
I so remember this.
She does too. And now everyone does. There's a plaque out in the fairway at Ko'olina commemorating her hole out for an eagle too. Yeah, Paulie Fusco says, is it in? It is. It was. So by April, she has 2 wins in her rookie year, and not surprisingly went on to win Rookie of the Year honors. And she may have the honor here at 18 in the playoff.
Hole like 18 is pretty interesting in a playoff situation. You could have to play a hole like this more than once, but chances are with 3 players playing this well, something will happen.
Se-Young Kim had an eagle attempt. We just saw it. Jong-Un Lee hit 2 terrific shots and had a chance at eagle.
Good play.
Bronte Law made par here. And there's Jong-Un Lee 6.
We're going to play sudden victory golf from this point forward. We're going to play 18. If we're still tied, we'll play 18 again. If we're still tied after that, we'll play 16, 17, 18 until we're going to keep playing until we have a winner. Bronte, which are 65, fine 65. You get to choose starting order on the first tee. And then go in and say 2.
First.
In front, number 1, and obviously number 2. Thank you.
Number 3.
Good luck, ladies.
Good luck, guys. Have a good one.
You want to go first, Judy? In the playoff? Does it matter?
I honestly don't know what's the advantage. If you're first and you hit the great shot, that's an advantage.
She hit a great tee shot just a moment ago.
Teeing up at the exact same spot. Again, wind from the right. Not very strong at the moment. Chilly, but not strong. Almost a carbon copy. She might be in her own divot.
In each of those 3 playoff victories, she won on the first extra hole, and she may have almost gone in her divot hole. She's in the clear. So this is the first swing in competition in nearly 3 hours for Bronte Law.
this going much further left than she had in regulation. Looks like it got a pretty good bounce, though.
If you look at these three players, Bronte would be the shorter off the tee statistically, but there's not a great big difference. She's driving the ball almost 260 and still shorter than these two.
It's going to be her best career finish no matter what. A chance for her first victory. Now Jong-un Lee 6.
This is a beautiful golf swing, and I guess if you were to take one thing from it real quickly watching, beautiful balance.
Breeze kicking up at the minute, little in as well. Starts off left center, staying there.
Right over the Lydia Ko plaque. It was unveiled on Tuesday to commemorate Lydia Ko's 3-wood to within a couple of feet that led to an eagle that beat Minjee Lee in a playoff. Se-Young Kim looking for her 8th career title. Bronte Law and this woman leading the Rookie of the Year standings, Jong-un Lee 6, each looking for LPGA Tour title number 1. All in the fairway at the par 5 18th. Three-way playoff at the Mediheal Championship here in Daly City, California, right along Interstate 280, just a few blocks south of the San Francisco city limits. Bronte Law, Se-Young Kim, and the leader in the rookie standings, Jong-un Lee 6, all in the fairway. Jong-un Lee 6 to go first.
Just a little bit of breeze, 2 o'clock as well. Is 200 total. Yeah.
Well, this is a good opportunity.
2 to 3 o'clock with that breeze. Yeah.
To possibly sneak this on the front. 214 yards to the front, 221 total, and right now it feels almost a little warmer out here. The sky has suddenly gotten a little brighter and the wind is dying down.
In regulation, she hit it to about 18 feet and had a great chance at eagle.
Pretty good line. Wow, and that bounced forward. Well done.
It looked like it could go right towards the bunker, and it had just a little jump to the left, which turns out great. Good shot.
Bronte Law next.
Bronte has much shorter distance to the front than she had in regulation, but she has an overhanging branch from the pine tree to deal with. I don't know if she's going to try to hook it around or try to clear the tree.
She's set up to go over it.
Yeah, that's what she's done, but she's faded it.
Awkward distance maybe. And there is the divot hole.
Same straight across.
Created by Se-Young Kim in regulation. And Jerry, that is amazing, and you called it in the air.
Well, she wants to end it here because now there's going to be 2 divots side by side, and they want to hit the tee shot again. 4-iron, 199, everything the same as before, including the conditions.
Jerry, it seems so hard to turn a little draw on a shot coming into this green. We've seen so few players be able to do that, but that is what is called for.
Well, if she out from this angle, she doesn't need to. She'll clear those trees easily. And it is her comfortable shot. This on a excellent line, just right of the hole. And she knows the line from there.
Almost identical to where she was in regulation, where she 2-putted for birdie. She'll have that for eagle. And we're waiting to reveal the winner. Put the jacket back on. 3-shot lead when the day started. Needed a birdie here at this 18th in regulation just to get into this playoff. Bronte Law trying to become the 4th player in LPGA Tour history to come from 10 shots back in the final round to win. And now Jong-un Lee 6. She's trying to become the 5th consecutive player from Korea to win the LPGA Rookie of the Year award. Se-Young Kim started that streak of 4 in a row back in 2015. Springtime in the San Francisco Bay Area. You got hands in your pockets and you're bundled up.
There were actually a couple days that were quite pleasant. Tuesday and Wednesday were pretty pleasant. Thursday was pretty pleasant, but once you get past 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it just is cold.
Kay, you're down there. Do you have a sense of what kind of shot she'll need to play here?
Well, she's going to have basically 30 to the front and then another 7 to the hole. So she's walking up there, which a lot of players will do, and kind of assessing, looking at the ground, trying to imagine where does she want to land this? What kind of shot? Is she going to bring it in a little higher with some spin on it, or try to just land it at the front of the green and allow it to release on? Her lie is good. She's actually just on the edge of the primary rough, but it's down grain.
Like 33 to the front?
Yeah, 33 to the front.
You got to get it up and down to even have a chance, you would think.
Most definitely. She's trying to get this as close as she can. She's very no nonsense about how she plays the game. Not a lot of overthinking. Just get up and hit it.
Her golf swing's a little more to the inside, quicker than a lot of swings, and so is the pitch stroke. Pretty good.
She had a pitch shot in regulation. Just missed. Brian O'Toole, Megan Kang, Marina Alex, Austin Ernst left to right.
I missed it left.
24-year-old Bronte Law, 3rd year on the LPGA Tour. Just a sterling amateur career at UCLA. And a long eagle try coming up next for Jong-un Lee 6.
It's a long downhiller too. It's speedy, turning left gently the whole way. It's not the most frightening putt she's faced all day or all week by any means, but under the conditions, it'll test your touch.
And again, it's just so unusual to see it written, and you wonder, the 6 next to the name. 5 other players named Jong-un Lee have played on the LPGA of Korea Tour. There are nearly 200 players who play on some level on the various Korean tours whose last names are Lee. And she is Jong-un Lee 6, and she is trying to make a name for herself and a number here at 18.
And all of our numbered Lees embrace the number.
You have a couple of putts for birdie that are by no means gimmies. Bronte Law and Jong-un Lee 6, and now the jacket comes back off. Se-Young Kim has a putt to end it, as she did just moments ago. This is where she was in regulation for eagle.
hit a really good putt. She's going to know the line. She's going to be not dealing with any fairway. Well, she does have just a little bit of fringe, but nothing like she had the first time.
According to her caddy, who I spoke on the fairway, this is about 1 foot closer to the green, identical line.
Amazing. Tee shot was within a few inches of her original shot. This for the win.
Didn't hit it.
And that is by no means a tap in. And these bumpy Lake Merced greens late in the day. We've got 3 putts for birdie on our first playoff hole. Bronte to go first.
And I tell you what, Bronte has the type of personality and disposition where she loves this big stage. She craves it. She wants it every week. And I think her biggest challenge is trying to figure out how to get here more often.
She was a terrific match play player. Went 5-0 in the Curtis Cup back in 2016. Just the second player ever to do that. And this is a match play situation for sure. For birdie, strike the first blow. So a par at 18 in regulation and a par on the first hole of the playoff. And she's on the ropes. Different angle.
Well, Bronte missed on the low side of the hole. The very long putt from the back of the green missed considerably on the low side of the hole. And so now we'll watch 2 more.
Se-Young Kim has about half this length for birdie in a moment. Jong-Un Lee 6 for birdie. See this very often. Do you have a side saddle crouch? Se-Young Kim has dodged a couple of bullets, and she's got a putt to win it on the first hole of this playoff.
She's made every single one of these this weekend. And on a lighter note, I hope they don't douse her in water and beer right now, because they'll turn into icicles if she makes it.
Among active players, she is tied for 15th among full-time players on the LPGA Tour with 7 victories. She's looking for an 8th.
Wants to try to hit this putt just left of center of the hole. Don't get it outside of the hole. Am I right, Jerry?
Absolutely. Dead center and firm. It won't miss.
Say it again.
A survival win.
For the 8th time. Se-Young Kim is a winner on the LPGA Tour. She goes to 4-0 in playoffs, and she does survive a wild ride here at Lake Merced. Easier said than done. And in our race to the CME Globe standings, there is Se Young Kim up 15 spots. It's the 5th consecutive year that she has won. She's won every year since she joined the LPGA Tour, going back to her Rookie of the Year season in 2015. All's well that ends well.
And there were a few times today she didn't know that she would be this happy right now.
Uh-oh. Wow is right. Down to Jerry Foltz.
Thank you very much. That sweet smell of victory, Se Young Kim. A little bit of alcohol, maybe some water involved in the dousing. When you got off to that slow start, how did you not get down on yourself today?
It was really frustrating because the beginning holes I had like double and the bogey starting really bad, but even then I try to keep going and focus on it. But yeah, that helped me a lot.
How tiring is it? How trying is it emotionally and physically to grind like you had to grind today?
It's really tough because my position is the last group. All day I got a lot of pressure, and then I missed the last part 3. So that's really bad for me. So yeah, but yeah, I'm still almost my heart came out. Just I don't know.
Congratulations. Very well done.
Yeah, thank you.
8 career titles in 3.5 years. 4.5 years, I suppose, depending on how you look at it. She wins that 3-way playoff. Bronte Law from 10 shots back, almost enough. But a par on 18 in regulation and at the playoff. Came up just short. Coming up next, Golf Central. News, highlights, analysis from the world of golf. And the LPGA returns to Golf Channel on Thursday, May 23rd, for round 1 coverage of the Pure Silk Championship from Kings Mill Resort in Virginia. Thanks to everyone who made it happen this week on a chilly week here in Daly City. Producer Beth Hutter, director John Del Vecchio, and our entire crew. For Tom Abbott, Jerry Foltz, Kay Cockrell, and Judy Rankin. I'm Grant Boone. Thanks for watching the LPGA Tour, and congratulations, Se Young Kim. You're a winner again for the 8th time.